Hi guys, Happy New Year. Welcome to the year 2025. Wow, 2024 was quite an experience, but I can bet you 2025 is going to be even better. So, to welcome you to 2025, let me tell you a little bit. Let me tell you something I learned. So, I play Candy Crush quite a lot, and although I tell some people and they don't believe me, but I learned a lot of lessons from Candy Crush. Now, here's one lesson that I learned from Candy Crush. So, for those that play games online or you play games a lot, you would most likely be familiar with what I'm about to say. So, you know how they give this cheat with, I don't call it cheat code, but it's basically like an advantage that players have, which is maybe you're connected to the internet, you can have access to extra moves, extra lives, superpowers, whatever extra advantage that the game decides to add to you. So most times when I'm playing Candy Crush, my data is on or I'm connected to the internet. So it makes that when I'm out of lives or out of moves, I have an opportunity to play ads, to watch ads, right? To get extra moves or extra lives. But then I noticed something. I noticed that when I am playing a very, very important level, let's say I am playing a league or I am running a race, right? And all I need is to pass that level in one try. If I end up playing that level out, exhausting my moves without passing the level, I am almost 100% sure that Candy Crush will not give me the option to watch ads for extra lives. And I feel like one of the reasons why that whole programming was made is to show you that even though you have a chance to go again at certain things, there are other things that you only have one try, which means that you have to give your absolute best at that try. Now, there's this mentality that we have about life, about how if you try and you fail, you try again, you try and you fail, you keep trying, right? But do you know there are certain things that if you fail, you can never actually try again because you will never have the opportunity to try it again. And it's the quite honest truth. So this story of this guy that met, I think it was Dangote, that a guy met him on an airplane, and the guy came online and was bragging that he told him you're sitting in my seat, something like that. Now, it's very likely that it's possible that he meets Dangote again in the future, right? But he will never have the chance. He will never have the opportunity to redo that particular experience again. He will never have the opportunity to replay that particular encounter again. Now, why did I say that? I said that because when you realize that there are certain things that you have just one option available, you will give it your absolute best. In fact, one of the reasons why people give up on things that they do is because they have alternative options. It's true. Some people, the reason why they don't stay to work out their relationship with fear and trembling is because they feel like there are many fishes in the ocean. Even if the other fish is electric fish, they don't know there are sure many fishes in the ocean. So they abandoned, they gave up on what they started. Now, coming into a new year is a very crucial time of your life because the temptation is for you to get carried away by the excitement of the season and actually forget that it is not the change in date that makes the change in the season. As far as the universe is concerned, nothing changes. It's just a regular day in the universe. It is what you decide to make out of it that makes that day different. It's the same thing I say for people who are celebrating birthdays. It's not a date that is anything special. It is what you make out of that date that makes it a special day. So, this is a new year, and this is my message to you, encouraging you to give your absolute best in everything you're going to be doing. I know you have New Year resolutions, I know you have plans, you have goals, you have things you want to accomplish in this year. But I want to beg you, those things that you wrote down as your New Year resolutions, I hope that by the middle of the year, you wouldn't have forgotten them. I just hope. The reason why I didn't even send out New Year messages on the first of the year was because it's becoming a routine. Like the beginning of the year, people send out broadcast messages to all their contacts, post on their status, on their social media, welcome to a new year, welcome to a new year, happy to cross over, and all of those things. And it's like, it's almost as if there's no moment of reflection to really think about what the plan for the new year is. It's easy to write New Year's resolutions, right? But what makes them practicable is that you are able to break them down into steps. So, I want to buy a house before the end of the year. That might be your New Year resolution, right? How do you intend to buy the house? How do you intend to have the money to buy the house? Break it down into step by step, and then try to attach those steps to a timeline. Attach those steps to a practical timeline, to a realistic timeline, right? So don't say, I want to buy a house before the end of the year, and then you're pressuring yourself to buy a house in the next 2 weeks. Of course, that's not exactly realistic, except if you have some millions in one account somewhere, fine. But those things that you have planned as your New Year resolutions, break them down into practical steps. It will make it way easier for you to actually follow through with your resolutions, so that this year will not just be like every other year. You write resolutions, you cry. For those that will go to church and do crossover, you cry, I want to be a better person this year, I want to be serious with God this year, I want to be serious with my life, I don't want to play around anymore, and all of those things. And it's like the moment you stand up, the moment is over. No, break those things down into steps. Okay, I don't want to do this thing anymore. What are guidelines that I am putting in place to ensure that I don't go back to doing this thing? Now, it's good. It's good to, you know, wing it. It's good to just live life and take it as it comes. But you're never going to have the best of your life if that's the way you live your life. So, what am I saying? I'm saying that you might never have the chance to redo that thing that you are doing right now. So give it your absolute best right now. And if it fails, go again. That's the idea. But never do something haphazardly just because you're going to have a second chance to do it. You might never have a chance to do that thing again. And even if you do have the chance to do it again, the effect might never be the same. Might never be the same. So give your absolute best at every point in time. And yes, stay happy. Stay happy. Remind yourself of every good thing that you have. The road might get tough, right? It might get tough. But you need to constantly remind yourself of why you are on that journey. So you have the destination in mind, and then as the journey progresses and it feels like it's difficult, remind yourself of where you are heading to. Remind yourself, picture it, sink it into your subconscious so that when your being feels like getting tired, you are reminded of where you are heading to. It's a beautiful year, guys. It's a really, really beautiful year, and I am more than happy to walk this journey with you. If you've not subscribed to my YouTube channel, now would be the best time to do so, because trust me, this year is going to be hot. And of course, turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss any updates here. Bye, guys.